Let's hear Dr. O'Connor's supplement list.
All right, Jake, this is important. And a lot of my patients that I have for today and patients in the past, they're always emailing and contacting, what's the doc supplement list? And it's changed over the years. So here it is today. This is October 2021. So, and it's some of the stuff has been consistent for decades, but some of the stuff is changing. So here's my over-the-counter supplement list. Guys, this is very important. So it's right off the bat, CoQ10 ubiquinol. And don't just get CoQ10, get ubiquinol from Konica. And look at that. You want to see get some good glasses, because you'll see in the back of the constituent for where, and again, this is not, there's no company right now. This is just generic information. I'm not processing, I'm not branding my own stuff. In the future, I will have my own supplements. I've been working on this for years. I take my own, I pick from my own, the best places. So Konica form of ubiquinol, which is a concentrated form of CoQ10. And what I would recommend, if you're not on a statin for cholesterol, you should take 100 to 200 milligrams a day. If you're on a statin, you could take double that. And this is based on studies and research. So if you're on a statin, it's a life-saving medication. It's an HMG coreductase inhibitor, and it works in the liver, and it cuts the production of LDL cholesterol. Mainly, that's the main action of that. And with that, it's life-saving. Other side effects? Of course, there could be side effects, but I take a statin every other day, and I've worked it into my regimen. But this is not a supplement. But because I take a statin, I take 300 to 400 milligrams a day of ubiquinol. Again, and this information comes from some of the best preventive cardiologists in the world. So number one, ubiquinol, although it's a concentrated form of CoQ10. Next, curcumin. Let's talk about that. It's an active compound of turmeric. It's an active compound of turmeric. So turmeric and curcumin, there's some similarities, obviously. So again, it's curcumin, I think, is better. This goes back for hundreds of years, if not even more, where it is anti-inflammatory for joints and for just longevity and cardiovascular disease. Next, you have vitamin D. When you talk about vitamin D, you have to talk about the vitamin K complexes. A secret that I like is...
Hey guys, quick pause here. If you're watching this video, odds are you're concerned about your testosterone levels. That's where the sponsor of this video comes in. Let'sGetChecked.com. Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider. Choose your test online, like one of their testosterone panels, and it will be delivered to you in discreet packaging with next day delivery. Once your sample arrives in a laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. See my link in the description for more details and discount code.
A secret that I like is MK7, 90 micrograms a day of this special form of, it's a K2 form. Again, and when you look at vitamin D, I like 1,000 to 5,000, depending on you. Measure vitamin D levels. So this is I'm just tearing through this stuff. So this is just what I'm on. Vitamin C, take a very good active form of vitamin C, but don't take too much, because it can definitely hurt people. It can cause all sorts of different side effects, from stomach aches to kidney stones and headaches. We talked about headaches before. So vitamin C, I take about 2,000 a day, but this is concentrated form of vitamin C, and I don't really have any more data to say what exact type. And again, there's no brand names here. So, but vitamin C, it's really coming from fruits and vegetables, and vitamin D may be coming from the sun. But you see, I don't have much tan or any tan. I don't really get tan. I'm very scared of melanoma. Again, you can get great conversion of vitamin D from the sun, but I take it all from a pill form. But you don't need the 10,000 units, guys. And some people that take 10,000 units, if you do in the beginning, if you need it to jumpstart yourself, check the levels. I see consults all the time, every week, where their levels are too high. And if you have too much vitamin D, you could be toxic on vitamin D, absolutely all day long toxic. And it leads to all sorts of downstream issues with hypercalcemia, parathyroid issues. Believe me, you got to be very careful with this stuff. So vitamin C. What else do I have? Aspirin, interesting, right? So aspirin is really a medicine, but we'll throw it into the supplements here. 81 milligrams of aspirin, guys. It's cardioprotective if you have plaque. If you have no plaque, it's useless. It can cause a brain bleed and a stomach GI bleed. Oh, it does happen. I've seen it. Not just on elderly people, but their mucosa is more fragile. In the brain, cerebral bleeds, and in the GI tract, I've seen this. I've seen so many elderly women, what I used to care for, where they're getting a little bit more anemic, and we're not checking the stool yet, and they're not otherwise having a GI bleed with blood in the stool, and then I actually check them, and they're anemic, and they're losing blood, and then we check the stool for microscopic blood, and they're losing blood because they have a trickle bleed from aspirin. Boom. And if your stomach's very sensitive, like mine is, I feel it on the stomach sometimes. You know, I take some antihistamine medicine also for the heartburn. You know, I get scoped, I get upper endoscopies, guys. I know what to do. I have GI doctors, and of course, colonoscopies regularly as appropriate as I need. For me, it's every 5 years. So with that said, you know, the aspirin is amazing. 81 milligrams the data's out there now that if you have a propensity for colon cancer, even genetically, it may be worth it to take aspirin, 81 milligrams, maybe 2 of those every day if you're not going to get a side effect, a gastrointestinal or potential bleed side effect. Again, you have to, when you go through this, if you're on anticoagulation medicine for Coumadin and you're taking vitamin K, this is a nightmare. The Coumadin is blocking this. It's specifically blocking it to extend out the bleeding time to thin the blood, so you don't have an atrial fibrillation from a stroke or a DVT. And it's you're focused on. So you have to have a good history, guys. This is not just for older people. This is for younger people too, to understand what you have. You have to do the whole history on the app, AnabolicDocApp.com. Understand what you got with good doctors and nurse practitioners, and then you build back with supplements, food supplements, and medicines. That's my supplement list.